Today our topic is what the ancient Greeks thought about success. The ancient Greeks had a lot to say about success, and their ideas are still useful today. They believed that success was not just about money, power, or fame. Instead, they saw success as a way of living a good and meaningful life. They thought that true success comes from being a good person, having wisdom, and living in harmony with nature and the world around you. Let's explore their ideas and see how they can help us in our modern lives. The ancient Greeks believed in something called Arete. This word means excellence or virtue. For them, Arete was not just about being good at one thing, like sports or art. It was about being the best version of yourself in every way. This means being brave, honest, kind, and wise. They thought that if you lived with Arete, you would have a successful life, no matter what job you had or how much money you made. For example, a soldier could show Arete by being brave in battle, and a teacher could show Arete by being patient and wise with their students. The idea is that you should always try to do your best, no matter what you are doing. This is a powerful idea because it means that success is not about comparing yourself to others. It is about being the best you can be. Another important idea from the ancient Greeks is the concept of Eudaimonia. This word is often translated as happiness or flourishing, but it means more than just feeling good. Eudaimonia is about living a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. The Greeks believed that to achieve eudaimonia, you need to live according to your true nature and use your talents and abilities in the best way possible. For example, if you are good at painting, you should paint. If you are good at helping people, you should find a way to do that. The idea is that when you use your talents and live in a way that feels right for you, you will feel a deep sense of satisfaction and joy. This is not the same as chasing after pleasure or avoiding pain. It is about finding a deeper kind of happiness that comes from living a good life. The ancient Greeks also believed in the importance of balance. They thought that to be successful, you need to have a balanced life. This means not focusing too much on one thing, like work or money, and ignoring other important things like family, friends, and health. They believed that if you live a balanced life, you will be more likely to achieve eudaimonia. For example, if you work too much and never spend time with your family, you might become rich, but you will not be happy. On the other hand, if you spend all your time having fun and never work hard, you might feel good for a while, but you will not achieve anything meaningful. The key is to find a balance between work, play, and rest. This is still good advice today. Many people feel stressed and unhappy because they are out of balance. They work too much, or they spend too much time on their phones, or they forget to take care of their health. The ancient Greeks would tell us to slow down and find a better balance. The ancient Greeks also believed in the importance of wisdom. They thought that to be successful, you need to be wise. Wisdom is not just about knowing a lot of facts. It is about understanding life and knowing how to make good decisions. The Greeks believed that wisdom comes from experience and reflection. This means that you need to learn from your mistakes and think about what you have done and what you have learned. For example, if you make a mistake at work, instead of feeling bad about it, you should think about what went wrong and how you can do better next time. This is how you grow and become wiser. The Greeks also believed that wisdom comes from listening to others and learning from their experiences. This is why they valued teachers and mentors so much. They believed that if you want to be successful, you should find people who are wiser than you and learn from them. This is still good advice today. If you want to be successful, you should always be open to learning and growing. One of the most famous Greek philosophers, Socrates, had a lot to say about success. He believed that the key to success is self-knowledge. This means knowing yourself, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Socrates said, "Know thyself." He believed that if you know yourself well, you will be able to make better decisions and live a better life. For example, if you know that you are not good at managing money, You can ask for help or learn how to do it better. If you know that you are good at working with people, you can find a job where you can use that skill. The idea is that when you know yourself, you can play to your strengths and work on your weaknesses. This is how you become the best version of yourself. Another important Greek philosopher, Aristotle, believed that success comes from living a life of virtue. He thought that there are two kinds of virtues: moral virtues and intellectual virtues. Moral virtues are things like courage, honesty, and kindness. Intellectual virtues are things like wisdom and knowledge. Aristotle believed that to be successful, you need to develop both kinds of virtues. He also believed that virtues are not something you are born with. They are something you develop through practice. For example, if you want to be brave, you need to practice being brave. If you want to be wise, you need to practice thinking deeply and making good decisions. This is still good advice today. If you want to be successful, you need to work on becoming a better person every day. The ancient Greeks also believed in the importance of community. They thought that to be successful, you need to be part of a community and contribute to it. This means being a good friend, a good family member, and a good citizen. They believed that when you help others, you also help yourself. For example, if you volunteer to help your community, you will feel good about yourself, and you will make the world a better place. This is still true today. Many people feel unhappy because they are too focused on themselves and their own problems. The ancient Greeks would tell us to look beyond ourselves and think about how we can help others. This is how we find meaning and purpose in life. In conclusion, the ancient Greeks had a lot of wisdom about success. They believed that success is not just about money, power, or fame. It is about living a good and meaningful life. They believed in Arete, which means being the best version of yourself. They believed in Eudaimonia, which means living a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. They believed in balance, wisdom, self-knowledge, virtue, and community. These ideas are still useful today. If you want to be successful, you should try to live with Arete. Find balance in your life, seek wisdom, know yourself, develop your virtues, and contribute to your community. This is how you can live a good and successful life, just like the ancient Greeks.